And then let me just say this about Josh McCown, who I think the world of. He's been on this program. And if the Houston that just a mere fact that the Texans were late in getting on Eric Bieniemy. They were late on getting on Eric Bieniemy. And they've got a quarterback that is thinking it doesn't matter who the hell you hire. I would disagree with that. Even though I'm not familiar with Watson's position, I don't know anybody close to the situation or anything like that. I just think if they do eventually hire Eric Bieniemy or Leslie Frazier, who's now done with the Bills season, and that's the guy who calls up Deshaun Watson and says, let's meet. I think this 5-alarm fire might be able to be put out, which is why Peter King's like, hey, don't make any decisions now. Draft day's 3 months from now. Let's just take a beat. Let's take a break. Everybody just let's exhale. Let's get the coach in position. And whoever we hire has got to say, okay, it's entirely possible we don't have Deshaun Watson. And they have to roll the dice and say, I'll go to an organization that decides that Deshaun Watson has to be traded or created a situation where Watson felt he was no longer a viable quarterback there. But Josh McCown, to go on, even to interview the guy who's never coached at any level, hasn't paid a single due at the coaching level, when you have viable candidates out there, black and white, okay, black and white. But here we are seeing a hiring period where no African-American head coaches have been hired. None. And there are multiple that have paid their dues and are ready to be hired to do a great job. And you go out and interview a white guy who's never coached anywhere and is ready for an opportunity a la like Steve Nash. You know, when people like Ed Reed says, I'll coach. No, you can't because you haven't paid your dues. Deion Sanders is going, and he is the head coach. He is the HC at an HBCU in Jackson State. But no, Deion can't be a head coach. He can't just go straight. He hasn't paid his dues. But Josh McCown, you're giving him the airing of a sit-down interview? What the hell are they thinking? It's truly the only thing I sat there and thought of. What the hell are they thinking? They can hire him. He might be the guy, but how in the world is Eric Bieniemy considered, you know, like, let's just take our time? The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl the second straight year. They've gone to the AFC Championship game 3 straight years. Patrick Mahomes is a dream come true. All these other weapons around him. You know, sure, you can roll a football out and score some points, but Andy Reid's not doing it by himself. My God, what's happening? I saw that this weekend, and I'm like,
me too.
You got to be kidding me. And I love Josh McCown. He may be head coaching material. Well, let him go be a quarterback coach somewhere. Let him pay the dues that they're asking Leslie Frazier and Jim Caldwell and Eric Bieniemy and Deuce Staley, who's decided to leave Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Leftwich.
You know, I only know one speed. I'm from New York City. I'm born in Brooklyn, raised in Staten Island. I get all hyped up. I'm not
gas, no break.
That's why me and Salah, right?
No break.
So you know, again, Peter King. When I'm going back and forth with you, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just emphatic. It's just the way I talk. It definitely put people at Michigan off when I met a lot of people in the Midwest.
Oh, I bet.
You know, or just like I'm not angry. I'm just I'm
fired up.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, fired up.
I completely
Brockman
get it.
always goes, calm down, don't do fall. I'm like, that's the way I talk.
Calm down.
You guys ever think, though, that maybe the Chiefs low-key kind of hope Bieniemy doesn't get a job? Because I'd want to keep him I'd want to keep that guy as long as possible.
No, but they're doing the right thing. And again, as you know, the millennials who run a Twitter account don't speak for like Clark Hunt, all right, who owns the Chiefs, okay? But did you see on Twitter John Legend at the end of the AFC Championship game put out a tweet, hire, period, Eric, period, Bieniemy, period. And the Chiefs retweeted that, saying basically say his name or something like that. I forget what the Chiefs said, but yeah. I mean, look, of course, would it be helpful for the Chiefs to maintain continuity on their coaching staff? I'm telling you, man, we once ran a piece of tape of Bieniemy when he was the running backs coach in Minnesota, of him just absolutely verbally undressing Adrian Peterson. And Marshall Faulk saw that. You remember that on game day morning?
I remember that, yeah.
And Marshall Faulk's like, that's who that guy is, man. Yeah. like he's the real deal. Like he's going to be a head coach someday. When he was the running back, and he's paid his dues. My God.
One of the best Berman nicknames ever, too.
Eric, sleeping with Bieniemy. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Up there with 2 silhouettes on Deshays. Jim, 2 silhouettes on Deshays.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Joe, actual retail price. Rich Kaleidoscope Eisen. Chris Crocodile Brockman. He's done it all. So put it all together. And again, look, with all due respect to the Houston Texans, and read the room. For crying out loud, read the room. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.